Good morning. It is raining, and I'm going to be doing lighting for a project that I do every year up in, well, for those of you not familiar with the Northwest, it'll be the greater Seattle area. For those of you who do know the Northwest, it'll be in the Auburn area. So we're going to be loading up. We've got a 26-foot Penske, as usual, and let the fun begin. Alright, so we're at our second stop. We're actually back home. We've got four 70-inch TVs and rolling mounts to get put in the truck here. So let me show you what we got to work with. Various bins and all the cardboard stuff over there is new trussing. These are my Source 4 Juniors. I have 24 of those. We have a pipe and drape. We carry the pipes in the pipe bags here. Just makes it a lot easier to carry them. We got sandbags. We have dimmers because we're not all LED. Power cables, some lights and other power cables, more power cables. It's a lot of stuff. So on the sides here we have pipe and drape bases. We found that works really well when you use the side panels. So once we're done here in Oregon City, then we're going to be heading up to Ridgefield, another office building, where we'll be taking various things. So that's where we're at. Alright, we're done here at the house with all the big stuff. The event producer, well, not producer, but anyway, my friend and kind of boss for the project, Todd, they still have their luggage to put on, but this is more or less how we're leaving the house. So I'm sure that, you know, this area is going to get taken up with luggage. That will probably get laid down somewhere in here. But we have been working for, I want to say, well, I've been working since about 9:15, 9:30, somewhere in there, and it's just after 2 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and then I have to stop off at my mail place, pick up a couple packages, and then I'm going to meet these guys up in Ridgefield, where hopefully we can only be there for about an hour and get stuff loaded up, and then it's headed north to Auburn. Catch you at the union office. Well, we are unloaded. It's just after 9:30. This is the venue. That is back where the audience is going to be seated. That is the bleachers. This is all of our stuff. We have pretty much come in and taken over. So the stage is going to be right there. We're going to be back in that far corner, and the audience will be wrapped around here. We'll show you setup tomorrow. Good morning. It was a short night. We're all tired. But we are off to breakfast. There is a cafeteria on the campus, but they will not be starting food until at least tomorrow. So we are doing our old standby, Denny's. Yay. Anyway, so once we get that done, it's back to the camp, and my first job is knock and truss together. I have 4 lighting towers. 4. 2 for front light and 2 for backlight. So my goal for today is to get all 4 towers up, and we put aircraft cable over the beams that the towers sit underneath, and that way they don't tip, or they can't tip over and fall and either, you know, seriously maim, injure, or kill somebody, or damage equipment. And I would like to get all the lights on the backlight towers also today with all the cables power and DMX run. That's my goal. So I have a goal of being completely finished by Thursday night. And I've never been able to do it before. And I'm a little worried because my partner in crime, Todd, has not shared with me what the design is yet. Because he doesn't know. He's kind of creating it on the fly. So anyway, that is what we're doing. I'm going to go get some food. Talk to you in a bit. Well, it's morning. It's almost actually lunchtime. And we have all 4 built. Sorry I didn't show that to you, but I was busy. So I'm going to break for lunch. We'll see you afterwards. So I have a couple minutes before lunch. Let me show you how these truss pieces go together. It's a socket, well, not socket system, it's a pin system. So actually, I have props. You're going to love this. So these go in between the pieces, and these 2 holes, one is bigger than the other. Don't know if that's coming through. So when we're dealing with the truss, so that piece slides in between these 2 pieces, and then the pin goes through, and then we have a cotter pin to keep it in. And that gives us the structural rigidity and support that we need. So that's how we do it. There's base plates that are 50 pounds each that we put on the bottom. And I just, they're 2 feet by 2 feet. This is 12-inch by 12-inch box truss, probably medium duty. And because we build them so tall, like this one is 24 feet. So the 2 backlight towers are going to be 24 feet tall. And then the 2 front light towers, the backlight towers are going to be 20 feet tall. It's a 12 and an 8. And then there's 3 8s for the front light towers. So that's 24 feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise that up. And, we'll walk it across the floor into position. And then I'll take that lift and I will tie it off to that beam so it can't fall over. It'll be able to tilt, but it won't be able to fall. So then on the base we put 4 25-pound sandbags, just kind of weigh it down, and usually works out pretty well. We don't have crossbars, so I'm going to have to mount the dimmers vertically, and I'm going to have to mount the lights to the truss. Because usually we'll have, a crossbar and a crossbar that go across, and then we'll mount the lights to that with the dimmer and everything. So, but they lost our crossbars, so I have to get creative. Anyway, so now I will see you after lunch. Okay, so this is where we're at. I have gotten 2 lights and a dimmer up there. It has taken me a while longer to get that far because I have to test every light, because in years past I will get the lights mounted without testing them and they won't work. And then I have to fix the light bulb at height, which is much slower. So I have a dimmer over on the wall plugged in, and we're just making sure that's working. So what I'm looking for right now is 100-foot, we call them L2120s, and they're big 3-circuit cables. So this is kind of Power Beach here. So those tails go in there, and up through there, and they plug in to the dimmer panel, or the circuit breaker there. And then they plug into the pagoda here, this powerhouse, and this distributor. And this has 5 separate 60 amp circuits. Well, essentially it's really 15, 20 amp circuits. That's how it breaks out. So, and then this is a 200 foot L2120. So this one will go from here under the bleachers all the way over, come across to the bottom of the tower there, and we'll power that guy. So I have one of these, I have 2 100 foots, and I have 2 50s. So what I'm looking for is the 100 foot, because I'm going to run that from an output there, pull it, run it to the base of that tower, and go up there. The idea is to get that tower to have power, so I can focus the lights as I put them up, and then I don't ever have to come back to this tower, and I can move on. Because I waste a lot of time doing that. So that's where we're at. Probably get that tower mostly done, if not all the way done, before we break for dinner and break for the night. So that's where we're at. All right, y'all, here's the update for the day. But I like making you dizzy. All right, so there we go. We got 6 lights up. Well, no, we have 5. One of my dimmer channels is bad.
Take it outside, Christian.
So.
Take it outside.
Oops. I leaned on something and it moved. So let me show you what we're doing here. It's way too high. There we go. I haven't done this in a while. So these 2 lights are going to light the choir, which stands here. This fabric, which is being laid out by the lovely Todd, the very manly Todd, is going to sit on top of the poles there. It's going to go vertical, which will open this seating up for the choirs. Then our stage, sorry for all the motion, is going to go here. So it's 12 wide by 16 deep is what we're doing. So that's a little confidence monitor for them. So I'll just walk to the back of the room here, and you'll kind of see how this is starting to take shape. So that's my backlight tower. Let me zoom in here. So the top light up there is basically, I'm sorry, let me zoom out. Bad camera etiquette. So yeah, that light up there is going. So, yeah, you're there. You're there. Yep. Sorry, he was asking me where center was, and that's the center line. So he's pretty darn close once it goes vertical. Anyway, so the stage is going to pretty much go from the edges of those copper panels out to about where the flowers are on the floor there. And so that one light is going to cover most of that. And then I've got the second light there, hard to see because of the lights. It's going to cover this area, and then the bottom light is going to cover that area. So the idea is that, you know, we'll have lights coming down on both sides, and then we'll have light coming from the front. So not that impressive, but there was a lot of head scratching as far as not running cables, but how I'm going to mount dimmers, where I'm going to mount lights, that kind of thing. So now I just have to replicate that on the other tower tomorrow morning. And my goal for tomorrow morning is to get that other backlight tower up and hung, so everything there. And then I want to get this one up here. And I probably won't get the front lights hung on that before lunch, but hopefully we'll at least get it up. And the other trick is there's wire rope down there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. So what I do with that, because we're going so tall and it's only 12 by 12, I actually take the top and I loop it with that wire rope around that beam so it can't tip over any direction. And that makes me feel a lot better. So anyway, it's dinner time. I'm done for the day. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Well, I am up here on the lift. I'll show you the view. So I'm working on this light. Just got it mounted. So the C-clamp goes directly to the truss. We put these truss protectors on. In the industry they call them condoms. I know, it's funny. And then we have a safety in case the clamp fails. So, and then I am definitely up here. That's my view. So I have 5 more lights to put on this tower, 5 more lights to put on that tower right there. And then assuming that my backlights hit the stage, which is here, right there, they're actually moving it forward, which is good, because that's where I aim my lights. So assuming that I'm good there, I don't have to re-aim those, then I'll be good to go. So I'm trying to get this done in like an hour and a half. It takes a lot longer than you think it does. So, because you know, it's not just hanging lights and plugging them in. You got to run all the power to the dimmers. You got to plug, like I said, the lights in. You got to run the DMX to the dimmers to control them. So it's a lot of work, but I'm cranking it out. Got my tunes, and I'm just rocking. Talk to you later. All right, I am running in my car up to the lodge. They call it Hillside. And I have a couple of pieces of truss to knock together up here in one light to light a very small, 3 foot by 6 foot speaking area. Their program starts tonight in like an hour and a half. So I did get all of the truss or the lighting done in the gym. I'll show that to you later, because I've got to get this done. So I will show you how this thing knocks together. All right, everybody, 16 lights all set up on the front, and another 6 or 7. I don't know, I can't count, I'm too tired. So, and that is pretty much what we're looking like. So, I'm done for the day. All right, it's Friday, and everything's working. Lights are on. I use Jan's Vista Byron to do the lighting. So this would be like if we were looking down on the gym. So these are the lights on the front left tower, right there. And then this is the front right tower, over there. And these are my back towers here. So I have everything set up in groups, so I can select multiple groups. So that way I can respond on the fly. So what I have to do this afternoon is start putting up the colored lighting, the LEDs. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to put LED uplights on the panels there. So I'm going to have one per panel. I'm going to see how that looks. Other than that, not a lot of work to do, because there's not that much, decor up there. I'm not going to light the umbrellas because that's just silly. And I'll just see what inspires me. So that's where I'm at. And we're done. Ready. Ready for the reveal? Alright, hang on a second. Focus. There we go. We gotta leave the backlights on so people can see. But, you know, nothing too fancy. Got a couple uplights there on the decor. I'm thinking about tossing an LED over. There's a welcome area as people come in the door there. There's a little flower arrangement I thought I might throw some color on. But other than that, that's where we're at. 2 days of setup. It's Friday afternoon, and we have a program tonight. We have a very long program tomorrow morning. We get an afternoon break, and then we have a program tomorrow night, and then we tear it all down tomorrow night, pack the truck up. And then Sunday it's back home, unload the truck, and crash. In that order. Don't crash before the truck's unloaded. That's no bueno. Anyway, thanks for coming along. You know, this is something I do every year. Just kind of a once a year thing. This is why I'm so tired, because my body's not conditioned for it. But yeah, you know, it's fun in its own way. It really is. There's a lot of complaints. There's a lot of whining. There's a lot of head scratching and troubleshooting. But in the end, everybody loves it. So that's what it's all about. All right, Saturday night. Time for it all to come down. It is probably getting close to 9 o'clock Saturday night. So all this behind me is going to be down and in the truck. Probably by 2 a.m. Time to have some fun. We're moving. My strategy is until I can get the lift in here to get all the lights down so we can drop the truss, knock it apart, I'm going to be focusing on getting my big power cables out of the way, because I always wait for those. I'm always like dead tired at the end when I need to do them. So when I do them now, they're on the floor. So that's my strategy. Alright, I told you it was all coming down. So we have all but one lighting tower left standing right there. The other ones, if I go that way, you can see over that shoulder there are two laying down. We busted one apart so we can move the lift. Let's see, over there to get that tower down. It's 12:30. We're doing good. The latest it's ever been for us has been 6:30 in the morning was teardown. So, or when we got the truck loaded. So we'll probably be out of here by 2, which is awesome. That's the update. There we go, guys. Everything's down, just gotta load the truck. So that's what we're gonna be doing. It is now almost 2 a.m. So we're a little behind on my original estimate, but that's okay. Like I said, it's just loading bins, finishing loading the truck, picking up last little pieces, that kind of thing. So it'd be nice to get home and sleep in my own bed. 2:30 in the morning, we're done. That is the truck. All filled up. Thanks for coming along. Catch you later.
They're recording audio.
No wiggle at all.
How much is this? $2,500?
Something like that.
There you go. I have my bazooka cannon.